Montreal. My name is Patrick Gravel, and today I've got something super fun. We're going to talk foam rollers. I'm going to give you the differences between the different shapes of foam rollers, how to assess if a person can use a foam roller, and most important of all, also how to do a spinal decompression with a foam roller, which is always the most popular one to learn. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to give you a mix of everything today. So let's start by looking at a few foam rollers. The first one I want to show you is the half foam roller. I like to do mobilization, exercises, and sometimes you can do some spinal decompression if you don't want to go too high because it's so low. So this one's not a bad one, but I would actually choose a more rounder one because it's actually more beneficial. But nevertheless, it could be a great tool to do a lot of exercises, kneeling on this side or kneeling on this side. The other one I want to show you is the first one I ever bought. This one I bought for about $30. The foam is a little bit skimpy. If you're too heavy, you're probably going to change its shape, but it's great to go between the shoulder blades. You can go with those 6-inch foam rollers, but to try to get mobilization and loosen up between the shoulder blades is going to be very hard. But a 4-inch really does the trick well. So if you want to do some kind of horizontal mobilization, putting your whole spine on it, I would definitely choose a 4 inches instead of a 6 inches. Now, in terms of quality, how much quality do you need? If you're a person that's going to use and reuse and overuse your foam roller, maybe I would choose something with a slightly harder surface. The difference is, this one's I've had for 3 years. It's the heavy duty, extra thick, perfect, very hard, and as you can see, it still held its shape after all these years. Now, the blue ones that you might buy is a little bit cheaper, maybe 12 bucks, 10, 15 bucks cheaper, but after a few years, it warped. Yep, it warped. So, is it a good buy? If you're not going to use it a lot, maybe you want to pay a little bit less, but personally, I would use a 6-inch high black, high foam density because it's always going to be your best bet. Few years, still perfectly good, reusable, and that's it for the guide, guys. Now I'm going to show you how to foam roll and to do the full spinal extension. My favorite part of this video, guys, now it's assessment time. If you're not assessing, you're guessing. The check quote professionals always say that. Now, as we're looking at Mr. Bob here, he's going to help us doing this assessment. And we're going to do the ankylosing spondylitis test, which means brittle spine disease. A lot of people sometimes have inflexible spines. To put somebody on a foam roller without doing this is kind of suicide on the spine. So all you need is a tape measure. Okay, you're going to put it around. Today we're going to put it around Bob. Okay, make sure that it's nice. And then you look where it is. We got 41. We ask this person to breathe in deeply and exhale. And we look at how much rib expansion does he have. Theoretically, a good healthy spine or rib expansion chest should be from 1 inch to 1.5 inches. If you see a 1/4 inch, you need to do mobilization work on the rib cage before you put them on a foam roller. So remember, guys, rib assessment test, you need to do this test every time on a new client before you start foam rolling. Let's move on. It's time to start foam rolling and to decompress your spine. Now, the first variable I want to teach you today is time. How much time should I use on the foam roller? Well, very simple, guys. You start with a minute and gradually work up to 5 minutes. It's as simple as that. But first, you must start somewhere. Now, as I'm going to be foam rolling, I'm going to show you how to mobilize a vertebrae that's hurting. Okay? So, what we're going to do, first, I'm going to show you how to mobilize the upper part of the thoracic rib cage. Then we're going to go to the lower part. So you put the foam roller right under the shoulder blade. And then put your feet flat, nice 90 degrees. Put your hand to cradle their neck. Lift the pelvis and start foam rolling slowly. Okay? Don't go too low. We're going to show you how to do the lower part right after. So this is how you do the upper thoracic rib cage. Up and down. Now, oh, I feel a pinch in a vertebrae. How do I mobilize it? Very simple. I want you to start with the elbows pointing in. You're going to go down, you're going to breathe in, and exhale. Then come back up. Breathe in, and come back up. We do this 3 times, and then we can move on. Now, to do the lower back, or the lumbar area, what I want you to do is just put your elbows straight on the foam, okay? And then put your lower back against it and just roll as you put your elbows on it. Now that prevents putting excess pressure on those lower back vertebrae. As you can see now, mobilizing my lower back. Can I do an extension? Yeah, I can kind of do some extension. But as long as my elbows are on the foam, I'm not putting too much pressure. So guys, I hope you like this little video. This is how you mobilize the upper back and the lower back with a foam roller, how to choose your foam roller, and of course, what assessment you can do to make sure that the spine doesn't break on one of these. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next time.